Okay. Had a problem with the live stream. I had to restart it, so hopefully the people that were on it before can come back. So I'm just going to give it a few minutes here to see if we can get some people to come back into the live stream. I'll read some Psalms in the meanwhile. Actually, I'm going to turn on a light because it's getting a little dark in here. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I had some connection issues, so I had to restart the live stream because I was running into connection problems. So hopefully the people that were on the prior live stream, hopefully they can make their way back in here, and hopefully the connection will work out better this time. So sorry about the connection issues on the prior live stream. I'm just going to give it a few minutes and see if the people who are on the prior live stream can make their way back in here. So for those who are coming into the room, thank you. I appreciate it. Hit like and subscribe if you want to help draw some other people into the room. Let's see here. Hopefully this connection will work a little bit better than the last one, because the last one was having some... Okay, glad you could make it back. I was having connection issues, and I had to restart the live stream, so hopefully this will work now. So apologize for the connection problems. Is that a green screen? Yes, that is a green screen. I don't really use it too much, but I have it for... I was going to make some videos in the past with a background and stuff like that. But so, and then that's a flag of Israel, and then I also have a Christian flag, which you can't really see. So, okay, so glad that people could make it back in here. I don't know how well the recording went when I was we just finished Exodus chapter 18, but I don't, because I was having connection. Hopefully you could at least hear the gist of Exodus chapter 18. Otherwise, you can always pick up a Bible, check it out. So, all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick up where I left off. So we did Exodus chapter 18. Now we are on Exodus chapter 19. Okay. So, just double check here. All right. So, Exodus chapter 19. All right. On the third new moon, after the people of Israel had gone out from the land of Egypt, on the day they came into the wilderness of Sinai, they set out from Rephidim, and came into the wilderness of Sinai, and encamped in the wilderness. There Israel encamped before the mountains, while Moses went up to God. The Lord called to him out of the mountains, saying, Thus you shall say to the house of Jacob, and tell the people of Israel, You yourselves have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagle's wings, and brought you to myself. Now therefore you will indeed obey my voice, and keep my covenant, and you shall be my treasured possession among all peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. These are the words that you shall speak to the people of Israel. So Moses came and called the elders of the people, and set before them all these words that the Lord had commanded him. And all the people Israel answered together and said, All that the Lord has spoken we will do. And Moses reported the words of the people to the Lord. And the Lord said to Moses, Behold, I am coming to you in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with you, and may also believe you forever. When Moses told the words of the people to the Lord said to Moses, Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their garments, and be ready for the third day. For on the third day the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of the people, and you shall set limits for the people all around, saying, take care not to go up into the mountain or to touch the edge of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall be put to death. No hand shall touch him, but he shall be stoned or shot when whether beast or man, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds a long blast, they shall come up to the mountain. So Moses went down from the mountain to the people to consecrate the people, and they washed their garments. And he said to the people, "Be ready for the third day. Do not go near a woman." On the mountain of the third day there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud on the mountain, and a very loud trumpet blast, so that all the people in the camp trembled. Then Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God, and they took their stand at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was wrapped in smoke, because the Lord had descended on it in fire. The smoke of it went up like the smoke of a kiln, and the whole mountain trembled greatly. And as the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and God answered him in thunder. The Lord came down on Mount Sinai to the top of the mountain, and the Lord called Moses to the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down and warn the people, lest they break through to the Lord to look, and many of them perish. Also let the priests who come near to the Lord consecrate themselves, lest the Lord break out against them." And Moses said to the Lord, The people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you yourself warned us, saying, "Set limits around the mountain and consecrate it." And the Lord said to him, "Get down and come up, bringing Aaron with you, but do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to the Lord, lest he break out against them." So Moses went down to the people and told them. That was Exodus chapter 19. So let's go ahead and mark that one down. Okay, Exodus chapter 19. All right, so let's see if we got any other comments here. All right. Okay, that was Exodus chapter 19. Now we are on to Exodus chapter 20, the Ten Commandments. Okay. And God spoke all these words, saying, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the third and the fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing steadfast love to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, you or your son, or your daughter, or your male servant, or your female servant, or your livestock, or your sojourner, who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. But the Lord blessed the seventh day and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother, and that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Now when all the people saw the thunder and the flashes of lightning, and the sound of the trumpet, and the mountain smoking, the people were afraid and trembled, and they stood far off, and said to Moses, "You shall speak to us, and we will listen, but do not let God speak to us, lest we die." Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, that the fear of him may be before you, that you may not sin." The people stood stood far off when Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said to Moses, Thus you shall say to the people of Israel, You have seen for yourselves that I have talked with you from heaven. You shall not make gods of silver to be with me, nor shall you make for yourselves gods of gold. An altar of the earth you shall make for me, and sacrifice on it burnt offerings and peace offerings, your sheep and your oxen. In every place where I cause my name to be remembered, I will come to you and bless you. If you make an altar of stone, you shall not build it of hewn stones. For if you wield your tool upon it, you profane it. And you shall not go up by the steps to my altar, that your nakedness be not exposed on it. That is Exodus chapter 20. So we'll go ahead and mark that one down. Okay, Exodus chapter 20. Now we have some comments here. Let's see. A second here. Just seeing what was written. Explain Jesus saying that calling people fools is a sin, yet he calls people fools. The word is, if you say to someone racha, they'd be in danger of the council, but if you say to them fool, you'd be in danger of hellfire. And he calls people fools. I think that's I don't know the exact answer to that one, but I'm glad you brought that up because I do want to actually study that one out. I'm confident that there is an answer. However, I might be, and I could be wrong on this, I might be an issue with the language as to how it's being referred or the context it's being used. So, for example, there's within the Psalms, it talks about the fool has said in his heart there is no God. So someone who goes up and calls them, hey, you fool, like that, and insulting them, they're using as an insult. They're profaning that person as in the image of God, and so they're almost like pronouncing the way I would take it. But when you read it in the Psalms where it says the fool has said in his heart there is no God, I don't really take that to mean it is in the sense or in the spirit of being an insult. Rather that they're saying this person has been deceived, that they're a victim, right? So if you were to say to someone that they're being a victim, like you've been tricked, okay, that's not an insult towards the person. That's to try to help them understand, hey, that this person, you were lied to, right? To help them come to know the truth or see the light of the truth. So it may be a contextual thing in terms of, and again, I have to study out more, but it may be a contextual thing in terms of how the word is being used in what context. So in one context, if you're using it to curse or insult or put that on someone else to hide them from the truth, that part might be judged severely. Whereas if you're using it in another context where you're trying to help the person understand that they've been deceived and come to the light of the knowledge of truth, that's the part that might be acceptable. But again, it might be a nuance in language too, so I'd have to look up those words. I apologize, but I am glad you brought that up because that is something that I will study out more to have a more correct answer for it. But I'm sure you can also find that answer out there on the internet as well. I'm sure there's people explain it better. So, let's see. You look like you... No, I do not. But I've seen some interesting trolls in here. Okay. So, got a few trolls coming in. Just remember, trolls, you got to be respectful or you will get muted or blocked. So, all right. Now we're going to move on to Exodus chapter 21. This is the infamous chapter that so many people like to bring up when they come to this live stream because they completely misunderstand the chapter. So we'll go ahead and read through it. We just finished Exodus chapter 20, the Ten Commandments, and now we are moving on to Exodus chapter 21. Okay. Now these are the rules that you shall set before them. When you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall serve 6 years, and in the 7th year he shall go out free for nothing. If he comes in single, he shall go out single. If he comes in married, then he shall go out. Then his wife shall go out with him. If his master gives him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out alone. But if the slave plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free, then the master shall bring him to God, and he shall bring him to the door or the doorpost, and his master shall bore through his ear with an awl, and he shall be his slave forever. When a man sells his daughter as a slave, she shall not go out as the male slaves do. If she does not please her master, who has designated her for himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He shall have no right to sell her to a foreign people, since he has broken faith with her. If he designates her for his son, he shall deal with her as with a daughter. If he takes another wife to himself, he shall not diminish her food, her clothing, or her marital rights. And if he does not do these 3 things for her, she shall go out for nothing, without payment of money. Whoever strikes a man so that he dies shall be put to death. But if he did not lie in wait for him, but God let him fall into his hand, then I will appoint for you a place to which he may flee. But if a man willfully attacks another to kill him by cunning, you shall take him from my altar, that he may die. Whoever strikes his father or his mother shall be put to death. Whoever steals a man and sells him, and anyone found in possession of him shall be put to death. Whoever curses his father or his mother shall be put to death. When men quarrel and one strikes another with a stone or with his fist, the man does not die, but takes to his bed. Then, if the man rises again and walks outdoors with his staff, he who struck him shall be clear. Only he shall pay for a loss of his time, and shall have him thoroughly healed. When a man strikes his slave, or male or female, with a rod, and the slave dies under his hand, he shall be avenged. But if the slave survives a day or two, he is not to be avenged, and for the slave is his money. When men strive together and hit a pregnant woman so that her children come out, but there is no harm, the one who hit her shall surely be fined, and as the woman's husband shall impose on him. He shall pay as the judges determine, but if there is harm, then you shall pay for life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. When a man strikes the eye of his slave, male or female, and destroys it, he shall let the slave go free because of his eye. If he knocks out the tooth of his slave, male or female, he shall let the slave go free because of his tooth. When an ox gores a man or woman to death, the ox shall be stoned, and its flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall not be liable. But if the ox has been accustomed to gore in the past, and its owner has been warned, but has not kept it in, and it kills a man or woman, the ox shall be stoned, and its owner shall also be put to death. If a ransom is imposed on him, then he shall give for the redemption of his life whatever is imposed on him. If it gores a man's son or daughter, he shall be dealt with according to the same rule. If the ox gores a slave, or male or female, the owner shall give to their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. When a man opens a pit, or when a man digs a pit and does not cover it, an ox or a donkey falls into it, the owner of the pit shall make restoration. He shall give his money to his owner, and the dead beast shall be his. When the man's ox butts another so that it dies, then he shall sell the live ox and share its price, and the dead beast also shall share. Or if it is known that the ox has been accustomed to gore in the past, and its owner has not kept it in, he shall repay ox for ox, and dead beast shall be his. So that is Exodus chapter 21. Okay, so let's mark that one down. Okay, so we did Exodus chapter 21. Now we are on Exodus chapter 22. Let's see here. All right. Exodus chapter 22. If a man steals an ox or a sheep and kills it and sells it, then he shall repay 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief is found breaking in and is struck so that he dies, there shall be no blood guilt for him. But if the sun has risen on him, there shall be blood guilt for him. He shall surely pay. If he has nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the stolen beast is found alive in his possession, whether it is an ox or a donkey or a sheep, he shall pay double. If a man causes a field or a vineyard to be grazed over, or lets his beast loose, and it feeds in another man's field, he shall make restitution from the beast, or from the best of his own field, and in his own vineyard. If fire breaks out and catches in thorns, so that the stacked grain, or the standing grain, or the field is consumed, he who started the fire shall make full restitution. If a man gives to his neighbor money or goods to keep safe, and it is stolen from the man's house, then, if the thief is found, he shall pay double. If the thief is not found, the owner of the house shall come near to God and to show whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. For every breach of trust, whether it is for an ox or for a donkey, for a sheep, for a cloak, or for any kind of lost thing of which one says, "This is it," the case of both shall come before God. The one whom God condemns shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man gives to his neighbor a donkey or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep safe, and it dies or is injured or is driven away without anyone seeing it, an oath by the Lord shall be between them both to see whether or not he has put his hand to his neighbor's property. The owner shall accept the oath, and he shall not make restitution. But if it is stolen from him, he shall make restitution to its owner. If it is torn by beasts, let him bring it as evidence. He shall not make restitution for what has been torn. If a man borrows anything of his neighbor, and it is injured or dies, the owner not being with it, he shall make full restitution. If the owner was with it, he shall not make restitution. If it was hired, it came for its hiring fee. If a man seduces a virgin who is not betrothed and lies with her, he shall give the bride price for her and make her his wife. If her father utterly refuses to give her to him, he shall pay money equal to the bride price for virgins. You shall not permit a sorceress to live. Whoever lies with an animal shall be put to death. Whoever sacrifices to any god other than the Lord alone shall be devoted to destruction. You shall not wrong a sojourner or oppress him, for you were sojourners in the land of Egypt. You shall not mistreat any widow or fatherless child. If you do mistreat them, and they cry out to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my wrath will burn, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall become widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to any of my people with you who is poor, you shall not be like a moneylender to him, and you shall not exact interest from him. If ever you take your neighbor's cloak in pledge, you shall return it to him before the sun goes down, for that is his only covering, and it is his cloak for his body. And what else shall he sleep? In what else shall he sleep? And if he cries to me, I will hear, and for I am compassionate. You shall not revile nor curse a ruler of your people. You shall not delay to offer from the fullness of your harvest, and from the outflow of your. I'm sorry. Let me start again. You shall not delay to offer from the fullness of your harvest, and from the outflow of your presses. The firstborn of your sons you shall give to me. You shall do the same with your oxen and with your sheep. 7 days it shall be with its mother. On the 8th day you shall give it to me. You shall be consecrated to me. Therefore you shall not eat any flesh that is torn by beasts of the field. In the field you shall throw it to the dogs. Okay, that is Exodus chapter 22. Okay, so let's mark that one down. Okay, Exodus chapter 22. Let's see if we got any comments here. Okay, some of these comments, I don't know why people post them. Cloudsy, amen. Amen. Okay, so I think that's enough for Exodus for now. I think we can go back and do a few more Psalms here. Then I'll probably hop off here. So, let's see here. Book of Psalms. Let's actually, let's read Psalms all the way through. I mean, not in one setting here, but let's start and read sequentially and see how far we get. Okay. So hang on a second here. Mark some down here. Okay. We'll start with Psalm 1. Psalm 1. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers, but his delight is in the law of the Lord, and on his law he meditates day and night. He is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaf does not wither. In all that he does he prospers. The wicked are not so, but are like chaff that the wind drives away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. For the Lord knows the way of the righteous, and the way of the wicked will perish. But the way of the wicked will perish. Okay, so that was Psalm number 1. Now we're on Psalm number 2. Why do the nations rage, and the peoples plot in vain? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, Let us burst their bonds apart, and cast away their cords from us. He who sits in the heavens laughs, and the Lord holds them in derision. Then he will speak to them in his wrath, and terrify them in his fury, saying, As for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. I will tell of the decree. The Lord said to me, You are my son, today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will make the nations your heritage, and the ends of the earth your possession. You shall break them with a rod of iron, and dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Now therefore, O kings, be wise, be warned, O rulers of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in the way, for his wrath is quickly kindled. Blessed are all who take refuge in him. That is Psalm number 2. All right, Psalm number 3. A psalm of David when he fled from Absalom, his son. O Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of my soul, There is no salvation for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the lifter of my head. I cried aloud to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy hill. I lay down and slept. I woke again, and for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of many thousands of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord, save me, O my God, for you strike all my enemies on the cheek. You break the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the people. Your blessing be on your people. That is Psalm number 3. Psalm number 4. Answer me when I call, O God, of my righteousness. You have given me relief when I was in distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. O men, how long shall my honor be turned into shame? How long will you love vain words and seek after lies? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Be angry and do not sin. Ponder in your hearts on your beds, and ponder in your own hearts on your beds, and be silent. Offer right sacrifices, and put your trust in the Lord. There are many who say, Who will show us some good? Lift up the light of your face toward upon us, O Lord. You have put more joy in my heart than they have when their grain and wine abound. In peace I will both lie down and sleep, for you alone, O Lord, make me dwell in safety. That is Psalm number 5, or Psalm number 4, rather. Okay. Now we're on Psalm number 5. To the choir master, for the flutes, a psalm of David. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my groaning. Give attention to the sound of my cry, my King and my God. For to you do I pray. O Lord, in the morning you hear my voice. In the morning I prepare a sacrifice for you and watch. For you are not a God who delights in wickedness. Evil may not dwell with you. The boastful shall not stand before your eyes. You hate evil. You hate all evildoers. You destroy those who speak lies. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. But I, through the abundance of your steadfast love, will enter your house. I will bow down toward your holy temple in the fear of you. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness because of my enemies. Make your way straight before me. For there is no truth in their mouth. Their inmost self is destruction. Their throat is an open grave. They flutter with their tongue. Make them bear their guilt, O God. Let them fall by their own counsels. Because of the abundance of their transgressions, cast them out. For they have rebelled against you. But let all who take refuge in you rejoice. Let them ever sing for joy and spread your protection over them, that those who love your name may exult in you. For you bless the righteous, O Lord. You cover him with favor as with a shield. That is Psalm number 5. And we're on Psalm number 6. To the choir master with stringed instruments, according to Sheminith, a psalm of David. O Lord, rebuke me not in your anger, nor discipline me in your wrath. Be gracious to me, O Lord, for I am languishing. Heal me, O Lord, for my bones are troubled. My soul is greatly troubled. But you, O Lord, how long? Turn, O Lord, deliver my life. Save me for the sake of your steadfast love. For in death there is no remembrance of you. In Sheol, who will give you praise? I am weary with my moaning. Every night I flood my bed with tears. I drench my couch with my weeping. My eye wastes away because of grief. It grows weak because of all my foes. Depart from me, all you workers of evil. For the Lord has heard the sound of my weeping. The Lord has heard my plea. The Lord accepts my prayer. All my enemies shall be ashamed and greatly troubled. They shall turn back and be put to shame in a moment. That is Psalm number 6. Okay, Psalm number 7. A Shiggaion of David, which he sang to the Lord concerning the words of Cush, a Benjamite. O Lord my God, in you do I take refuge. Save me from all my pursuers and deliver me, lest like a lion they tear my soul apart, rending it in pieces, with none to deliver. O Lord my God, if I have done this, if there is wrong in my hands, if I have repaid my friend with evil, or plundered my enemy without cause, let the enemy pursue my soul and overtake it, and let him trample my life to the ground, and lay my glory in the dust. Arise, O Lord, in your anger. Lift yourself up against the fury of my enemies. Awake for me, for you have appointed a judgment. Let the assembly of the peoples be gathered about you. Over it return on high. The Lord judges the peoples. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to the integrity that is in me. O let the evil of the wicked come to an end, and may you establish the righteous. Who test the minds and hearts, O righteous God. My shield is with God, who saves the upright in heart. God is a righteous judge, and a God who feels indignation every day. If a man does not repent, God will whet his sword. He has bent and readied his bow. He has prepared for him his deadly weapons, making his arrows fiery shafts. Behold, the wicked man conceives evil, and is pregnant with mischief, and gives birth to lies. He makes a pit, digging it out, and falls into the hole that he has made. His mischief returns upon his own head, and on his own skull his violence descends. I will give to the Lord the thanks due to his righteousness, and I will sing praise to the name of the Lord the Most High. That is Psalm number 7. Okay, Psalm number 8. To the choir master, according to Gittith, a psalm of David. O Lord, my Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. You have set your glory above the heavens. Out of the mouth of babes and infants you have established strength because of your foes, to still the enemy and the avenger. When I look to your heavens and the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you have set in place, what is man that you are mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you care for him? Yet you have made him a little lower than the heavenly beings, and crowned him with glory and honor. You have given him dominion over the works of your hands, and you have put all things under his feet, all sheep and oxen, and also the beasts of the field, the birds of the heavens, and the fish of the sea, whatever passes along the paths of the seas. O Lord, our Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. That is Psalm number 8. Okay. So I'm going to mark those down. So it's Psalm 1 through 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. All right. So having said that, I think I'm going to hop off here till next time. But I thank everyone who came on the live stream. I appreciate you watching this, and may you all have a blessed week. And for those of you, if anyone's on here who doesn't know Jesus, I would pray that you would ask Jesus to come in your heart to be your Lord and Savior. For He died for your sins so that you could spend eternity in heaven with Him. And so I just pray that you would make that decision to accept Him as your Lord. Thank you to everyone who's watching, and I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you again next time. Take care.